Yeah, I see.
Perfect. So yeah, today's focus is LinkedIn for cybersecurity professionals, right? More like the ultimate, will I say the ultimate guide, or I think that term is already too cliche as it were. Let's just say the practical guide of how to really position your LinkedIn for um your profession, specifically now for cybersecurity. When we started this journey, this GRC journey, a few months ago, one of the practical things I remember we did was doing a session on how to build case studies, how to build your presence with case studies, you make posts and all this kind of stuff. Then along the line, after you guys have been trained on various things, what's it called now, risk assessment, everything you have been taught so far, right? You were given a mini project, right? I'm trying to tie everything together and how it all makes sense and how it all works together, right? You were given a project to do. Those of you who took the time to like really go into the projects, you will know how much time and effort it takes to like run that project. Then you after the project we had yesterday, we had a session on how to like hunt for jobs. So why am I going through that summary first before we go into this session is because everything you have done so far, learning GRC in itself, learning cybersecurity terminologies, reading the UCG Red Book, learning different frameworks, building different building different evaluation and risk assessments, um, what's it called now, project and likes, right? Everything all ties together to what we are doing today because it is utterly useless to have a shining LinkedIn account, probably a doctored CV, and a nice headshot without solid proof, right? So your LinkedIn is more like your digital CV, right? So if you have been consistent and you have been committed and you have been dedicated to all of the tasks you have been given, all of the assignments, and all of the trainings you have taken so far, then building your LinkedIn would be very easier for you. Why? Because you would have had enough evidence to show, and not just what's it called now? Not just audio LinkedIn accounts, as it were. So yeah, basically that's that. And that's why I had to start from the recap side so that we are all on the same page. Okay, so today we are focusing on LinkedIn for cybersecurity professionals. So first off, I would love to ask a question. I want to understand our perception of what we know about LinkedIn. Some people tell you just optimize, get engagements, all of those, right? I wrote a post about a year or two ago, and I called the post the green room effect. That was after I was invited to a TV station to teach LinkedIn optimizations and monetization, as it were. And I said something that there is a way to actually go about it. But I made a post on LinkedIn. I said the green room effect is that before we went live on air on TV, we were in a green room, right? And whatever has been pictured to you on the screen is not actually what the green room really is. The green room is just pure blank green walls, effects and everything, right? The editors then place us on the background, then the background is projected and it goes live to the screen. Why am I playing this effect for you, or why am I bringing this use case? Is that many a times you see people who are either popular or they have huge following on LinkedIn, or they have good engagements, or they show up every day on LinkedIn. It is not all of them that are one, professionally sound, two, that are even making money like they claim to be, or three, even have valuable connections. Some have, like you guys are in the community now learning. If you notice, one of the things we did not push is that you guys are boosting your post and trying to just farm engagement. We didn't push that. We could have done that where you guys were about 1,000 plus. You guys could just be farming engagement for yourself, right? But it will not help you. It will not help your growth, right? So that's one. There are a lot of things people do just to look like it on LinkedIn, right? I am not against looking like it. Some people will say fake it till you make it. I'm of the opinion of faith it till you make it. But if you are faithing it, there has to be substance, right? So faith is faith is always back with substance. So you have to have that there. And that's why I'm trying to make sure that we don't, whatever I teach today, don't do it using the green room effect, which means don't do it without having proof of work. Don't do it without having proof of concept. Don't do it without having portfolio, right? Don't go and optimize your LinkedIn and write what you are not. Because when you are called into an interview, when you are called into a scenario situation, or let's say a live interview situation where it is physical, right? They give you, let's say, use cases, and they ask you to act as probably the data protection officer and solve that case, or as the information security and compliance analyst, or as the head of compliance department, or as compliance lead, or as risk assessment officer, or as the third party risk manager. Then you get there, and everything you've written on your LinkedIn that you have done or you can do, you are given a case study and you can't do it. So that is why the first class we held with you people after the orientation and the whole onboarding was how to build case studies. If you have been doing case studies, if you have been analyzing case studies, if you're not a professional yet, due to this, before you started our GRC program, if you have been doing your case studies, then by now you should have things to put on your LinkedIn profile. If you're already a practicing cybersecurity professional, those of you already practicing who just wanted to learn GRC to complement compliance with whatever you are doing so far, if you've been doing your case studies too or your projects, you already have things to add to your LinkedIn. I have to go through all of these story for the girls that don't really matter that I'm saying, so that you guys don't get me wrong or don't get whatever we are teaching wrong, right? I don't endorse audio expert, right? If you guys can bear witness, everything I've been teaching so far, things that I do, that's why most times when I teach, I try to show you what I have done, right? So if you are learning this today and you go and set up your LinkedIn as an audio expert, I am proud to tell you that the day me I see it and I know and I remember that, oh, this was an Inegben student, I am the one that will call you out. If you followed me 2 years ago on LinkedIn, you will know that I hate audio expert with everything in me. Don't be an audio expert. I will teach you LinkedIn optimization as a cybersecurity professional, but don't optimize your LinkedIn if you don't have project to put there. Don't try to write fine English on your LinkedIn. If you didn't do project, if you didn't do case studies, stay off whatever I'm teaching you. Don't apply it, because I will be the one to call you out on LinkedIn. Everybody knows me as a troublemaker on LinkedIn. It's just a year ago I started being kind of professionally too. So yes, having said that, we can go straight into the class. I hope you can all hear me. If you can hear me backstage, please let me know you can hear me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yes, audible.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So LinkedIn for cybersecurity professionals. So the first thing is you want to understand data about whatever your profession is, right? Again, I am a data freak. So before I do anything, I always want to take data out. So let's do sheet.new, right? We want to get data about your industry, right? About your space, about your sector, right? So let's call this sheet LinkedIn cybersecurity, sorry. LinkedIn cybersecurity optimization, right? So first, before you even start to think of what LinkedIn optimization is, what you want to do to optimize your LinkedIn, right? I would love you to think it from the angle of what really do I know about this sector, this industry, this market? How many are we here? How many are actively practicing? How many are transitioning? You need to have your data, right? For example, now I can tell you that last year, right, the layoffs that happened in the product management space spanned across almost is it roughly 8 to 10,000 PMs, top PMs being laid off, right? I know my data, right? And I can also tell you that this year, the same companies that laid off a lot of PMs started rehiring. I know my data. Why am I trying to bring out data for you? Is that don't be in an industry where you don't have data, right? Data That is why most times when people say I'm trying to login is not working. I say stop saying login is not working. You are lying. You are entering the wrong password. Data will never lie. It is human beings that lie. Systems are built to respond to ones and zeros. When you tell a system that if a user enters A, output should be B, print B when the users enter A, it simply means that the condition to get a B response for the user is that the user inputs A. It's simple command. Systems do not lie. Data do not lie. Human beings tell the lies. So when you ask professionals that, okay, you say you ventured into this space, you said you've been trying to break into this space, but you are struggling. My first question is, what exactly do you know about this space? What exactly do you know about the sector, right? You want to optimize LinkedIn for cybersecurity professionals, as a cybersecurity professional, but what exactly do you know about your sector? So the first thing you want to do is sector data, right? Let's stem this particular first sheet, sector data, right? We are going to call it sector data, and we are going to start doing the research, right? So the first thing we want to do is how many certified cybersecurity professionals do we have globally as of May 2026? So I want to have data to know the industry I'm playing in. So we can see that as of May 2026, there are approximately 5.5 million cybersecurity professionals employed globally. While not all hold certifications, the industry is increasingly relying on them to bridge a significant talent gap, with over 265,000 plus professionals holding popular certifications. So you can see the number of certified to uncertified when it comes to having ISC and all of those kind of CompTIA, CSSP, right? The certification gap is still huge. So it means as far as you have the technical expertise with a certification from a training body, you can still penetrate at an entry level, right? So, but first we want to get the data. So we have 5.5 million employed cybersecurity professionals globally, right? So total practitioners, practitioners. Sorry, I enter the data here, right? So let me make this one bolded, and let me make this one 12. Bring this guy here. Well, from my session yesterday, you guys already know that I like to customize my sheets and make my data much more appealing. I like to use text wrappers. So yeah, so we have 5.5 million cybersecurity professionals globally. Now, the data is broken down here, right? Total certified in cybersecurity (CC) as of May 2026, IC2 concluded its initiative to train 1 million people, with over 65,000 individuals having already earned the certificates, right? They want to train 1 million people, yet only 65,000 people have gathered the certificates. Now, CISSP holders, the number of certified information system security professionals holders is estimated to have surpassed 170,000 by mid 2024, with that number growing by early 2026. So let's say approximately now there should be up to 200,000, right? So if we are still looking at less than 500,000, right? Workforce shortage. Despite the growth, a talent cliff persists with roughly 4.8 million unified jobs. So we are looking at opportunity gap here, right? We are looking at the opportunities available for the professional. So we are looking at total estimated available jobs. So we are looking at about 4.8 million available jobs, and we have 5.5 million cybersecurity professionals globally, right? So let's see the data as it goes. Despite the growth, a talent persists with roughly a talent cliff persists with roughly 4.8 million unified on-field jobs. in cybersecurity worldwide requiring the workforce to grow nearly 87% to grow to meet the demand. Now, most of you might not know why this is happening. If you joined our early live sessions when we started the program, I think in February, I think I said it, that as of January, February this year, from the research I did for your industry, GRC specifically, 60% of the practicing GRC professionals are over the ages of 50, right? 40 to 50. So then a lot of them had retired last year, then a lot retired this year. So that gap is what widened it to leave this 87% role to be filled. So roughly there are millions of roles to be filled, right? What's the skill gap? Approximately 90% of organizations report a skill gap in their security teams, making certified professionals highly sought after, right? So popular certificate 2026, CSSP, blah, 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 and blah. We have this data. Now, I want to now search how many GRC professionals do we have globally. Now, if I was doing my research, this is not how I would do it. I would go as far as trying to source data, right, from other data source. I'm just trying to get enough from Google so that the class can be fast. So now, how many GRC professionals do we have globally? Based on 2026 industry rates, there are over 150,000 certified GRC professionals represented by OCEG across more than 80 plus countries. However, this number only represents a portion of the total field. As GRC, blah, 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 is increasingly integrated to cybersecurity, legal, blah, blah, blah. So let's see. I'm trying to see there's another different number. Okay. The numbers we can refer to right now is 150,000 certified GRC professionals, right? But of course, this is way more than this. Let's say approximately, let's just estimate. I think as of my last estimate, we had about 300 and something thousand plus total GRC professionals. But let's just follow data from Google, right? Let's just inflate this guy to 450, right? Let's say or let's just say 350. Let's not overestimate. Let's say 350, right? Now, industry concentration. About 40% of these professionals are located in North America, 25% in Europe, and 25% in MENA. So MENA is Middle East and Africa, right? So you are looking at a huge talent shortage, right, for the GRC space. Now let's look at how many GRC jobs do we have globally on field. So as of early 2026, we have approximately okay, this is unified cybersecurity rules. The GRC, total shortage, the 2026, confirm 4.8 million gaps, regional gaps, field position. GRC is considered one of the fastest parts in cybersecurity. That's not what exactly I'm looking for. The on-field GRC roles. How many available GRC jobs do we have globally? Okay. As of May, this is by link. This is a LinkedIn post. So I'm trying to get GRC specific. Okay, let me see. How many cybersecurity, compliance jobs do we have globally? This is still roughly giving me the total cybersecurity jobs. But from my last research, which I wrote a document on, I'm currently sharing my screen. I wouldn't want to I'm still compiling the document. I should have published it. We had roughly sorry, let me come here. So total GRC roles available. We had roughly, I think I saw, was it almost 780,000. Can't remember the number of offhand now, but I think roughly 780,000, right? So you guys are in this space, right? Let's say we overestimated this number to about 350,000. When I make GRC, I'm talking of compliance, TPRM, all of those, right? We have, let's just approximately 1 million, right, for those rules, right? We have the data. Now we want to know how many cybersecurity people are on LinkedIn, how many estimated cybersecurity professionals use LinkedIn. So based on 2026 industry data, there are roughly 5.5 million active employed cybersecurity professionals. This is the worldwide active users. Okay, so there's no available data on that. I haven't gotten that data to myself, so I cannot specifically put that. So we don't have the data of how many of them are on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn users, our question mark here is unknown. You can go and do your research. It's still your industry at the end of the day. So next thing I want to look for is top cybersecurity professionals on LinkedIn. So these are the top 100 cybersecurity leaders in the world. So let's see. This was published a year ago on LinkedIn. Let's see that list. Because a lot of you now were expecting me to just open LinkedIn. We go to change DP, change cover photo, write this. That's not how it works, right? It doesn't work that way. So we have somebody who paid the put. I learned over the weekend that I was named. So this is the list of the names here. Don't mind me. I am always kind of not clicking links like that if it's not on Google. Okay, so this is a list of the top cybersecurity professionals, probably globally, right, as it were. Now, what you might want, what you want to do next is, you are the one breaking into this industry, or you're already in the industry. You want to study these 100 people that I recognize. How is their profile like? What do they do? How did they grow? What's their background, right? Those are the things you want to start doing your research on, right? So let's take, for example, now, let's take a profile. This man, right, who posted that he was listed as one of the top cybersecurity professionals. So let's do this. Let me switch up my camera for Lantesi purposes so that we can be much more smoother. Okay, perfect. So before I continue, somebody said yesterday's session is not available on YouTube. Yeah, I removed it as a public video. It's no longer a public video. It's on your LMS now. If you log into your accounts, it is there, and your task on your moderate 2 has been added. Your last task for moderate has been added. Then the video for yesterday has been added to your LMS. So it's no longer a public video. I removed it. Same thing with this one. It might not still continue to be a public video after 24 hours. Okay, so let's see Dan Loma, right? First I need to close this guy. So we can see cybersecurity leader, CXO advisor, best-selling author, GT blogger, Lawman on cyber, right? That's probably his blog, global keynote speaker, CISO mentors, right? Of course, we can tell that this is a well-accomplished professional, right? But look at something that is phenomenal, right? You can see that his profile is not jamming cybersecurity, admin, what again, marketing. He's not jamming things together. What he is first is he's the same thing I pointed out yesterday, right? Then you can see that he also does it full time, whatever across whatever he's doing. Then he's a keynote speaker, right? Fine. Let's say for his level, he's an advanced person. But let's check out his profile, right? So before we go into checking out his profile, can you guys see my screen clearly? Like, can you guys see my text? Can you guys see my text clearly?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So now we can see that he's internationally recognized. Is an internationally recognized cybersecurity leader, technologist, keynote speaker, and award-winning blogger and best-selling author. Two, as Field Chief Information Security Officer (CISO) for public sector at Presidio, Dan is a trusted advisor for government clients, bringing industry best practices. You can see that there's no BS on his profile. Co-author Cyber Mayday and the day after, a leader's guide to preparing, managing, and recovering from inevitable business disruptions. If I were you, if I wanted to like also learn more about his parts, first thing first, I want to go and get this book. The thing is, the secret of leaders of industry are in their books, right? So people will ask me, how do you gather a lot of knowledge like this, or product knowledge like this, or market knowledge like this? Every great person in my field, I have their books. I have read their books, at least one of their books, but I have at least two of their books, but I've read at least one of their books. So I get books, I read how they what they wrote there shows how they think. You see how they think, you're able to not just know what they've done, see how they do it, think like they would think. There's a book called Your Next Five Move by PBD, Patrick Bet David. Right, you're able to anticipate the industry's trajectory based on what you've seen that these ones have done, what is happening currently in your time, and what would happen next. So when you want to start making LinkedIn posts, you'll not be making, for example, now in product management, one of the most popular set of posts you see is how to manage stakeholders, how to write PROD, how to do this product prioritization. Yeah. In cybersecurity now, what you would want to see a lot of people post about is, as a cybersecurity professional, you should be cautious of, give case studies, right? I always forget this lady's name. She's currently in your cohort now. She always writes with case studies, and her case studies are always mind-blowing, because whenever she talks in Inegben Academy, because I'm also an admin on the page, I see it and I read them like, this baby is top notch. She just needs to step up her what's it called now? Her compliance skills, build more projects, and put herself more out there. Probably will open YouTube and start analyzing her case study as videos so that people can really see her for who she is. She's deep, she's strong in it. She's not just audio, right? So that would help you. So you can see this here. Led Michigan government cybersecurity and technology infrastructure teams. We can go on and on and on and on. What I'm trying to show you here is that he's showing you what he has done. If you notice, when we checked a LinkedIn profile yesterday, right, and we checked Jasmine Alich's profile, we saw that he was giving testimonials of his clients, right? Very important. So if we go back to our data sheet, the next thing we want to open is top. So I like to do it like this, top 10s. So I call it top 10s. So first one is top 10s. You can do top 20 share, top 10s globally. Then you do top 10 continentally, top 10 continentally. So in your continent, who are the top 10? Then top 10 nationally, top 10 nationally. Then you do top 10 sector-wise. I used to put sectorally, don't mind me. I don't know if it's a correct English, but then top 10 in my network. I would explain all of this. So how to shape your own positioning and your growth. So your LinkedIn optimization is not just optimization, it's to shape your growth, it's to shape your trajectory, it's to position you to build authority, expertise, and trust as a cybersecurity professional, not just being there making noise on LinkedIn like every other person does every day, claiming to be who they are not, when if they are brought into the actual case of it, then they will flop. That's not who you want to be. That's not who we train you to be at Inegben Academy. We want professionals. We want, if today we have a gig and we are out of hands, right? We want to be able to say, okay, our alumni should come in and fill the roles, right? So top 10 globally. Who are top 10 globally? These are the top 10 people you would have done your research on people, right? Dan could be somebody you want to emulate. You are want to do your research, right? For example, now, if I go to my profile, right? So I'm trying to load up my profile. You will see that I am in the product space. So if you check out my profile, what you can just learn is structure of how to optimize your LinkedIn, kind of post you make. I rarely even make post like that. Most time it's just repost. I repost now. When I was still writing posts, was 2023, 2024, 2025, I think some bits in 2025. But 2023, 2024, I wrote a lot. 2022, I wrote a lot, right? You will just see structure of how a LinkedIn profile should be is what you can learn from my account, but you can't tailor your accounts after my profile because I'm not specifically majoring in cybersecurity. I love products. So I like to intersect development, marketing, management, design, security, testing, and strategy. So I love to be in that mix. So I like to be a product specialist, right? But you see the profile, right? Obviously, I'm not a profile you want to copy, right? But you see a profile here, you want to emulate this. What you do is you just copy the link of his profile. You go back to your data sheet. This is one of the top 10 globally that you want to monitor. You put his LinkedIn profile on your sheet. So it goes on and on. So let's say we are picking down for globally, right? So now let's say top cybersecurity professionals in Africa. I am based in Nigeria, so I will search in Africa, right? Continentally, I'm searching for Africa, right? On LinkedIn. So we can see we have Tope S. Adelusi, Rutimi, Abdul Hakim. I know Confidence very well. I think we are connected. Let me check Confidence out. I'm not really familiar with the rest, but I am very familiar with Confidence. Sorry. And Elizabeth Ekadoro, I guess her name. So I'm familiar with both Confidence and Elizabeth. So let me copy those Confidence and let me come here and search for Confidence. So yes, I'm looking for a LinkedIn. Let me bring our LinkedIn here. Okay, so this is Confidence, right? Again, she's a multi-award winning cybersecurity leader. She's an author, she's an international speaker, she's on a mission to simplify cybersecurity and attract more women, drive AS, security awareness, blah, 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 and blah, right? There's also one lady called Elizabeth. I'm coming. I want to remember her name now. This should go away. Is there a Kaduru? I can't really remember her name. Okay, since it's not bringing out, that means I didn't get the name. So let's say we want to also copy Confidence profile, right? Top 10 in Africa. So we take her here, I will put her here, right? Then we come back to our profile. We see our profile again. Of course, I think she's the founder of CyberSafe, right? Foundation. You check her profile, you see I like her introduction. My parents named me Confidence. Turns out they knew something. I'm a cybersecurity professional with over a decade of experience helping organizations build secure. I think she has also written books too. Yeah. Build secure product and navigates an increasingly hostile threat landscape. I'm also an author of API security for white hat hackers, an Amazon bestseller used by security professionals worldwide to master modern API defense strategies. I translate this alone is a key result, right? And stuff. So you read through her stuff, right? You want to check out how she structured her profile, right? You want to check out the kind of things she does, right? You will see where she has worked. Of course, you see all of these things, right? You can then just see how she structured the LinkedIn, right? Everything. We've taken confidence, right? The next one is you want to take top 10 nationally. So let's say top 10 national cybersecurity professionals in Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria, like I said earlier, on LinkedIn. So when it comes to LinkedIn, Nigeria, we have Tope S. Adenusi. So this is Tope, right? And this is his own LinkedIn. Africa Cyber Leader, Deloitte. He works at Deloitte, right? I'm coming, I want to try and bring out his profile. I am a partner and cyber leader of Deloitte Africa, a multidisciplinary senior executive, more than 20 years. Let's copy his profile before I ask my question, right? So top 10 nationally, right? You can continue on. So whatever sector you are in now, you look for the top 10 in that sector. If you're in fintech, you look for the top 10 in fintech. If you're in health tech, you look for, if you're in defense tech, you put it there. If you're in if you're in what's it called now, ag tech, agricultural technology, you put it there. Whatever sector you're in, you put it there and look for the top 10. Then the top 10 in your network is the ones that will come here. If you scan your network, what are the top 10 people that you're already connected to, or you put their profiles here. Then you now you name here myself. So you put your profile here so that you're able to compare and contrast. Then you put another tab called findings. And these findings, be brutally honest with yourself. Don't come and if you deceive yourself, you're on your own, right? You are strictly on your own. There's nothing that you are doing for anybody if you deceive yourself, right? So you're on your own if you deceive yourself. Again, I say it, you're on your own. So now I want to ask a question. We've taken a profile for top 10 globally, a profile for top 10 continentally, a profile for top 10 nationally. What was synonymous in their LinkedIn profile? That's the question I want you to answer now. What was synonymous in their LinkedIn profile? What was synonymous in their LinkedIn profile? What did you see that is synonymous in their LinkedIn profile? So those of us backstage, I'm going to call our names one by one. Starting with Rebecca.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
I said the top 3 profiles we have seen now, one from global ranking, one from continental ranking, one from national ranking. What is the top synonymous thing across their profile?
Okay, so one thing that I see across their profile is that they are cybersecurity expert and they are leaders in their field. So that's one of the things that I can see across these three profiles that we have seen so far.
Okay, but that's not what I'm asking. Thank you. Abraham Aijegbe.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. So what I noticed from my end is that they don't just list their job title or job maybe capabilities. They refine it in such a way that it will be, let me just say, fascinating to maybe the audience. That's what I can pick out.
Okay. That's still not what I'm looking for. Shay Slimon.
I think something I noticed is how clear they define what they are doing with their profile title and their objectives. They are very clear and straight to point on what they can offer.
Perfect. That's one. Okay. Okpaya Desola.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. We can hear
Hello.
you. We can hear you.
I think from the ones that you've portrayed, I think I picked one from there. There was a case study that what they were writing, they were able to prove it. They were writing it about us, and they were able to prove it in their profiles. So I think is one of the things you are telling us, that once you are writing, once you are writing your profile based on metrics, you should be able to prove it. Don't just write it for audio sake. I think from the three profiles that you've been putting out, that's what I can pick up.
Perfect. Perfect. Mr. Ogbonaya.
Hello. You can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So from the little that I can see here, I think these ones they've actually gotten so grounded in their field that that's not just them calling themselves cyber leaders. A whole bodies of cybersecurity, do I say, cybersecurity organizations have, they have put them in spotlight, and they have, based on what they've been sharing so far, they, and many of them have also been invited to so many maybe talks or stuff like that. So, based on what they have done, because part of what has actually brought them out, they have actually done both public speaking, they have written books too. And I think those books have actually shown that truly that these ones have the capacity. So it's not just audio, like you call it, but they have passed them through the fire, and they have passed that test. So I think that's just it.
Okay, good. So let me read feedbacks from YouTube. So let me start from here. So Lorenzo said proof of value. Perfect. Victor Ayo said proven track record. Yes. Still Lorenzo, structured proof of value. Still the same thing. Cyber DSC said they put their results out. They put out their results. Yes. Ugochukwu says the way they organize their bio, listing stage by stage their accomplishments in their field. That is exactly what I want you guys to see. And that is the same thing someone said earlier. We said the proof of work and the metrics, right? Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to drive at. Not their invite or their books or their profile, or no, is that there is a structured listings of what they have done. There is results, right? Either personally, or whether it's just case study project, or whether they just did it in a book and they put it out there. There is a proof of their expertise is there, right? You can call it POC, proof of concept, or proof of value, or you can just try to rename it as a proof of expertise, POE, whichever one you want to call it. That proof is there, that I am not just certified, I am not just trained. You can be certified and still be an Olodo in practical, right? It's let's not go there today. Let's focus on today's class, which is LinkedIn optimization. But you can see that across each of them's profile, right, you can see proof. So this is Dan, the first person. You can see proof listed. This is confidence, the second person. You can see proof listed here, right? This is Stockware. You can see, you can see proof listed here. The common denominating factor, the unanimous factor, even Dr. Witi, yeah, if you check Dr. Witi out too, she's solid too, right? The common unanimous factor is the fact that what they have done, they've put it on their profile. They are not just audio experts. So if you are a recruiter searching for them, If you want to give them a contract, a gig, whatever, you can see what they have done, right? It's as simple as ABCD. That is the key thing that I'm trying to bring out here. Because eventually, when you want to optimize your LinkedIn, you need to be able to put what you have done, right? You need to be able to list it. If you guys have been doing the project assigned to you, if those of you who don't have practical experience yet in a 9 to 5 corporate environment, those projects are what you will put on your profile, right? Implemented ISO 27001 or implemented whatever frameworks implemented, or you policy you drafted or whatever for so case study as a practical for so and so, you can just put in bracket, put the link, right, so that they can probably go check it out, right? Or your profile here, you can put a link they can go and view as portfolio, right? That is the key thing. That is the very key thing. I'll give you a practical example. If you come to my profile, if you are viewing as a visitor, you would see a link. So I have links to my portfolio. You can go and check out my portfolio, right? If you have built your portfolio, you can put a link to your portfolio there. That is one of the ways to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Because I am on my own account, I won't be able to see it in that manner, right? So that's a way to optimize. So now that we have seen some profiles and we've seen some unanimous thing, let's go into optimizing the profile, right? So let's do this. Anybody on the call, just drop your LinkedIn link. The first person I just speak will just use the person as a case study. Let me close this. So you guys might need this. So let me copy this and paste it in the YouTube chat section. Somebody is saying, how do I find this top 10? It's just simple Googling now. You just Google. So just in case you guys need that link, I have dropped it there. Give me a minute. So while I wait you guys LinkedIn link, give me a minute. Okay, perfect. I've seen one. So I'll take that now. So we are going to use Okwe as a case study. Oh, okay. 2 people pasted, but yes, it's not directly clickable one. Yes, it's not directly clickable one, Mr. Abraham. So let's see Okwe's profile. I think Okwe was also backstage yesterday. Okay, so let me put this here and let's review Okwe's profile against other ones. Okay, so I might have something very weird to say, right? And the weird thing is, you see this open to work thing, you don't need it on your profile. As long as you are applying and your intents are clear, this tag here is not really necessary, right? It's not. If you are going to add it set for only recruiters to see. So only recruiters to see you're open to work, right? So you can just, I know a lot of people say if you are looking for a work, put open to work. Perfect. But it's an individual decision, right? But I don't always advise people to use it or leave it there. If you are going to use it for only recruiters to see it, right? Not that because you want to come off as if you're not looking for a job. Yeah, obviously, you obviously need a role, but this guy just has a way of making profiles look weird, right? So that's very important. So that's the first thing. Second, okay, that's the first one. Now let's move on to the main profile. First, there's nothing here showing what you do. Let's go to this top 3, right? So you can see his profile. He's speaking on the stage. She just put a light here, right? Don't forget, these guys are top guys, so their name alone is already their CV. They don't need to optimize LinkedIn like you. She's a LinkedIn top voice, so that already speaks for her. This is Africa cyber leader for Deloitte. You can see his profile spreading different flags of the nation, right? So this one's they're already authorities, right? So if you are going to optimize for yourself, if you are going to sorry, just a minute. So sorry for the pause. Okay, so you as a person, you are just starting out. Some people might advise, right, that you leave your profile blank and stuff, because if foreign recruiters are checking you out, if they see you are black, they might not respond to you, blah 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 and blah. Very valid, very valid. But I don't think anybody snubs quality, right? Yeah, and if they are going to snub quality, at least you land an interview first, or they will let you know it's your location, right? So if they let you know, if you know location is your problem and you feel like you need to leave the country to another country, that's fine, right? But I don't think anybody can snub value, right? Value is value is the loudest speaker you can put on. It screams a lot, except you are just an audio expert. If you really have value to offer, I don't see any reason why you should be hiding your face, except probably you are in the technical side of cybersecurity and you just want to, act like those hackers and just keep your identity away from the internet, right? But you're in the compliance space, this is just a personal feedback, right? Personal opinion. I don't see why you would want to hide your face. Your cover photo should show something you do, not unnecessary listings. For example, now, if you come to my profile, you will see that my cover photo is I designed this myself, right? I build products, people, and communities. And I list and I show my tools here. All of this is here, right? It's as simple as ABCD. If you guys can get see, sometimes there's all called investments, right? You can just invest. I don't know how much. If you go to Upwork, Fiverr, you can just get a designer. I'm not saying you go and design those crap looking things or those AI generated graphics that looks like what they used to wash akara tables. No, pay a designer. Highest you will spend 40, 50K, 30K. It's an investment, right? Pay a good designer, right? And let the designer design a cover photo. You can give them a case study. You can reference multiple people's profile. You can check Jasmine knowledge. Let's do a case study right now, right? So let's go to LinkedIn .in/in. Let's do, okay, this is one of your instructors, right, that trained you in the beginning of your program, right? You can see his profile shows security, right? His name and his Gmail. Nothing too complex. So if you can even do this yourself, fine. Clear headshots. You are in the cybersecurity space for crying out loud. I am not in that space professionally, right? You can see he's an information and cybersecurity professional, right? He's not confusing his audience, right? Everything he listed here still ties back to cybersecurity. ISO 27017, cloud security manager, mobile security engineer, application security tester, SOC analyst. This is my guy, and it's also one of your instructors. You can see that he's not confusing anybody, right? He's clear on what he does, right? You can see his profile here. At Optimus Bank, I work as a system security officer. He tells you where he works and what he does. Though his profile is too short, but it's clear, right? He's not job hunting, as it were, right? So you can see his trajectory here. He even moved from graduate trainee to system security officer, right? You can see his certification, his volunteering, everything is just here, right? But just make sure your profile is solid enough. If you are the recruiter, if I see this and I see this, I'm not even coming back to check this. I am going for this one. I'm going to check this one out. Because one, there's a professional headshot. I know that people say just see, until you get to a certain level of authority, or if you're in the creative space, you can just be anyhow. I told you guys yesterday that about a year or two ago, my DP was clownish. It was just one person shining his teeth there. Whether you check my profile out or not, it didn't really matter. I knew how to learn roles and search for gigs, right? So I would go and hunt for it. If you check me out, you will see my portfolio, right? But if you don't know how to do that, it is best advice you follow the professionals, right? See Mr. Tokwe, see Confidence, see Download. Did you see any of them try to use anything that does not make their profile attractive? As established as they are, their profile still calls attention. That's one, right? So your cover photo should be done, right? If you would pay, like I said, if you can generate it yourself, fine. If you would pay somebody to design it for you, fine. Works fine, right? Again, remove this guy, this open to work, right? Then two, let's look at administration, your profile line up. If you want to focus on compliance or GRC, there is no way administration officer will be your first thing. The ATS by default, right? Let's say this is an ATS machine scanning your CV. This is LinkedIn as your CV, already disqualified. Nobody's even going to consider you for anything because they are not looking for administration officer. If we wanted to hire administration officer, our job role will state administration officer. But your first thing is administration officer, right? It does not align with your profile. You are saying you are a governance and risk compliance and you are a governance, risk compliance, then command administration, then compliance and operation professional with over 10 years. My brother, right? You can see that this I've changed my tone. My tone now is my brother. Don't confuse your recruiters, right? Here now you have administration officer, operational finance specialist, workflow optimization, documentation system, vendor and compliance support. This is the last thing you are putting here. It simply shows that what you really are is an administration officer. If this is what you want to focus on, kudos, this is nice. Just design your profile to be an administration officer and just position your profile to be that. If you want to be in the cybersecurity space, these guys cannot be leading first. Check all of the people I showed you first. Even your leaders in your industry, they make sure cybersecurity was leading their first thing here. They make sure cybersecurity was leading their first thing here. They make sure cybersecurity was leading their first thing here. They make sure cybersecurity, yes, Chisom, let me bring Chisom here. They make sure cybersecurity was leading their first, whatever they are putting first, cybersecurity has to lead. You cannot use administration to be leading your profile. You say, how do they tally? Sir, I know you are way older than me, but if you're right beside me right now, I most likely would have just looked for one belt and just tie your hand on the wall. So that, I don't know if you know that dry hanging they do. Okay, if you play football before, there was one thing that our coach used to do for us, dry hanging, right? Punishment. Just do dry hanging for you small, right? Because your profile is confusing employers. Do you want to be an administration officer or you want to be a GRC specialist? Pick your niche. If you want to be a GRC specialist, but added advantage of administration operations, don't put all of this in your profile. Just put GRC specialist, administrative, with administrative experience / operations and finance specialist. That is better than administration officer, operational finance specialist, workflow optimization. What do you really want to do? In Good Luck Jonathan's wife and tone. Now only you waka come. That is the tone I would use here, right? Now, you might think I am bashing you, right? But this is me giving you a detailed, constructive feedback, right? Okay, it might be a little bit harsh, but this is the way I can relate to you because you are my student, right? Outside there, if you pay me to optimize, to diagnose you, I will be diplomatic with you. I will tell you, okay, sir, you need to just edit this, just edit this, just edit this, just edit this. At the end of the day, I will just, you paid me, right? You paid for my time. If you are the one that gave me permission to be brutally honest, I'll be brutally honest. But if you just paid me to just come and just share my one or two expertise, I will come and share my expertise.
I take the correction. It's very necessary. It's very necessary. I take it. Thank you.
Perfect. So that's that. So fix this, fix your cover, fix your open to work stuff, fix your headliners, right? Then we move on to your about section. So this is your about section. I am a governance, risk, compliance, administration, operation officer, right? So I would, if I was going to restructure this, I would say I am a governance, risk, and compliance officer with administration and operation, with administrations and operations professional experience spanning over a decade of work experience supporting office operations, compliance processes. No, this guy will now have to come first now. Supporting compliance processes, internal controls, documentations management system, and office operations. Then you can put your workflow coordination and everything there, right? My experience includes compliance support. Now you see that you are contradicting yourself. First, you are supporting office operation. Now you are coming with compliance support. You get what I'm trying to say. there's what we call is it the law of persistency or be the law of
Yes.
consistency? Exactly. If a truth cannot be um by be followed up by another truth, if a lie has to push it up before a truth follows it up, it's a lie. Right? No matter how sincere that truth is, that truth is sincerely wrong. So it has to be consistent, right? Be consistent. You cannot put, after you've listed out what you've done, you can put your skill, you can put what you're passionate about, right? Again, now, if you have to look at it, your top skills: financial operations, perfect; administration, operations management, documentation, compliance management. If I was to rearrange it, I'll bring compliance management first, financial operation second, operation management third, administration fourth, documentation fifth. That's how we rearrange it if I was to rearrange this. Right, so I'll just rearrange it that way. Now, why? In fact, your profile has a great. Let me go and check your work experience first before we even go deeper. So, you have experience as a admin and financial support, finance and operations administration, compliance and risk associates, operation and financial technology analyst. Okay, so I want to see what you studied. So you have BSc economics, right? Perfect. So you have a typical strength that could help you come into the fintech space, right? Or the finance space, or transitioning whatever into the financial space, or into a category in any sector that is dealing with either operational resilience or financial regulations, right? So that's a strength for you. So you want to map your profile to fit your strength and apply to jobs that fit your strength, right? You want to grow in that line. That is what optimization for LinkedIn as a professional, especially for your own niche cybersecurity, that is how it should be, right? So you want to make sure that you are aligning that, right? So once you've aligned all of those, then okay, of course, your post. So let's check out the kind of post you make. Data privacy in 2026, compliance check box to competitive advantage. Now, I can tell you that you generated this post with AI without reading it. Even if I generated a post with AI, I would need to humanize it, right? Probably I'm the one who just have an ick for, is it
Which one?
for egg? That's this one, this data privacy in 2026. Either you generated it or you wrote it with AI, but there's an AI factor here.
Okay, okay.
So there's a way you humanize your post, even if you generated it with AI. I was showing you guys something when we started this journey a few months ago. Let me go to LinkedIn. Is it all product? Yeah. So I want to show you guys my vote. So I will zoom out. I will zoom out again, and I will zoom out again. So just a minute. I need to check. Okay. Give me a minute, guys. Let me put on my gen. My battery is low.
Okay. It ain't easy to be a professional. Hold on. Yeah, I'm coming over. See, I'm.
Papa, you can mute.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, perfect. So now, the system. The system. You have to let the back test for it to stabilize. Okay, so let me zoom in. So this is my. So what was I was speaking of file length? Okay, I'm speaking about your posts. Sometimes the issue most of you have is that you want to be creative posts spontaneously or daily without a plan, and you guys haven't mastered the art. For example, I started writing in 2015. Online in 2015, right? 2016, I started writing for blogs and media houses, right? So because I have been used to it, I can just randomly right now I can just go to my account. Let's say this is my account, right? I can just go home, right? Just an example, right? I would just click on make a post. We are currently, what are we doing now? We are doing LinkedIn optimization for cybersecurity professionals. I could just write, this is how cybersecurity professionals get it wrong on LinkedIn. The fifth reason shocked me myself. Shocked me myself. Then I'll put a laughing emoji because I'm good with writing conversational kind of stuffs. It's loading slow. Right. Then I like to put this thing. This is my signature. When people see it, know it's my post. Right. Say first, let me be brutally honest. I don't have anything against all your LinkedIn experts teaching you to be audio lords. Right. I put this here, then I continue. Now, this is why I put this on. Let me just type this on. This is why I put this on here is one, this already has a way of striking people to like want to share to their people and see what this guy is typing. They might not engage with it too. You'll be shocked how many haters share your post. They won't engage with it, they'll just share to themselves and see what this one is saying. That we are teaching people to be audio lords. Right. That kind of stuff. Then I can continue and say, however, this is what I have seen, having trained over 100 cybersecurity #cybersecurity experts in the experts in the last 2 to 3 years on job hunting. Writes from my days at training. That's my days of training at, because I don't have trained smart safe cybersecurity students on LinkedIn usage, smart safe cybersecurity students, smart safe and smart learning, cybersecurity students, down to at Inegben Academy. Right. I can go on and on, then I start listing the points. I am already used to spontaneous writing because I've been doing it for a decade, or I think 11 years. Only 15 to 9 is 11 years. So I can just pick up my phone, give me any stupid topic, I will write on it. A friend of mine showed us, sent me, what's it called now? This time card that you buy at Cyber Cafe back then is 2015, 2014, 2013. Right. That was when I was going to Cyber Cafe to use their system to learn tech, as it were. So we used to buy 1 hour, 2 hours. So he snapped it and sent to me. So he said he's planning to make a LinkedIn post, but still writing what he post. He sent it to me. 30 minutes later, I already made a post. The post had about almost about 300 to, I can't remember, about 60 something comments. And it DM'd me and he was like, how did you come up with that post? I sent this thing to you. I'm still trying to write my post. I said, you sent it to me. I just saw it and I just remember the memory. I just used that memory to write what I wanted to write. He said, I want to be writing like you. What I'm trying to say is everybody do not have that gift of spontaneous writing. And sometimes it's not a gift, it's a mastery. I have done it for 11 years. So I can pick up practically any topic, especially in product management, product development, product design. Any topic you throw at me, I would write without looking at anything. I have read books. I have taken over apparently 41 plus certifications and courses on product management. So there is practically nothing I cannot pick up my phone to write about. But if you have not got to that level yet in your niche, what you do is you build a content vault. This is my content vault, right? Here you have, I have not picked one topic from here to write since this year. I created this, this is January 10. I created it January 3rd. So I could start using it from January 10. But yet I have not picked one topic from here. And this is supposed to last me 6 months. So which means I still have 6 months of content vaults sitting that I've not touched at all. Why did I write this? Just in case I get so busy that I don't have time to just pick up my phone and write again. I can just come here, pick a topic, you can see the positioning, the topic, the category, what I want to position for. Is it a viral post or high authority headline? What's my strategic goal? Is it to build following, to build authority, to get C-suite leaders to follow me, for engagement? I have all of them all categorized. Then I have the format. Is it personal story? Is it tech breakdown? Is it deep dive? Is it listicles? Is it technical portfolio? Is it my founder journey? Is it how I studied Reels to build whatever it is, right? Then I will now make the post. You can see it's only one content I created since I created the content vault. I didn't even use it. That's because I do spontaneous. Every of my LinkedIn posts you see, they are spontaneous. If I remember something, I just write and I'll schedule it for the day I want it to go live. Most of my posts that you see, I'm not writing them. I'm not posting them in real time. A thought came to my head. I just picked up my phone. I just typed it and I scheduled it because LinkedIn has what we call scheduler, right? So if you go to your LinkedIn account, sorry, I need to go back home again, right? And you want to create a post, I hope this thing looks fast. You can just come here and schedule. Just come here. I don't want to show you my scheduled post. Just set your date, then you click next and you write your post. It will schedule for that date and time, whether you're online or you're not online. So you post it when it is time, right? So I am showing you this to show that there are systems. While you're optimizing, there are systems. So for you now, Tokwe, I can see your post here. Sorry, where's your? Sorry, Okoyemi. Right, let me bring up your profile. I can see your post here. I can see a lot of AI aided stuff. Perfect. You can use AI to generate concept idea, but humanize it. When you humanize it, this is how you humanize it. First, read it, understand it. Look at case studies. When you look at case studies, you use the case study to now write your own post, analyzing it from your point of view. It will shock you that would help people relate more with what you are saying. When people see this, they know it's AI, right? Especially people that know AI. They will see, I know AI from afar. First line of posts, I already know it's AI, right? I'll just skip. I won't bother reading. I'll just skip, right? So you want to be, for someone like you, probably you have not mastered spontaneous content writing. Build a content vault. Select your topic, do your research. Just use 2 weekends or 1 weekend, like this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sit down, create a sheet. You can see that everything I do, I always create a sheet. That structure is very important to growth. Whatever you see in Inegben Academy is today, whatever you see on my LinkedIn, is not accidental. There are structures to it, right? So you build that structure, you create a content vault. The date is going out, what is focusing on, the headline, the whatever category you want to put it on, whatever you want to drive at, then you write your content. So that you can just schedule your posts. You'll be shocked that people will be reaching out to you and be saying, wow, okay, I love that your post, blah, 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 and blah. They will not even know that they are messaging and dropping comment on. Probably you're even with your boss in the office, people are creating budgets. They are just there saying, I love this post. They are dropping their comments. Whereas you're in the office with your boss. That structure is what we call optimization, not just your profile. You optimize the system around your LinkedIn. You can see I have LinkedIn product management framework, copy of LinkedIn product management, template for content, blueprint for personal brand, blueprint for AI, blueprint for job and freelancing. For every type of post I want to be structured, I have blueprint for all of them. I have a detailed structured sheet for it. Funny enough, I have not used one thing from here this year because I have already mastered the system. It's just me, it's my personality, it's my lifestyle. But before it became me, this was how I was doing it. I built system, then the system helps me. Then when I was writing for brands, they just give me content topics, keywords. I put the keywords on a spreadsheet. I use SEMrush to bring out related keywords, build the content cluster. Then I start to use data to write. Because of how I did it, it became a system for me. Then it became a lifestyle. So you want to make sure that the posts you are posting, they are valuable, they are relatable, and they are very, very efficient so that they can drive what we call the EAT. I spoke about EAT when I was talking about posting and building your case study, as it were. Right. I spoke about EAT, which is expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. Because that is what optimizing LinkedIn is for. Show your expertise, show that you are an authority, let people trust you. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. That is what it is for. It's not just for you to come online and just be making 1001 ways to mitigate this, 2001 ways to do that. No, it is to show expertise. If you see my featured posts are clearly curated. This is when Inegben Academy clocked 1 year. This is the Porn Man, which is a project we are currently building for porn addicts, right? This one alone has made people ask me that, why did I come out with just this black, pure white hero section and text? I said, there is a flow that follows this. Once you click on this, there is a form that pops up. The form is using bcrypt for encryption, right? You fill this, you send to us. When it's time for the conference, we are going to send out an invite to the official community. Even when you want to become a partner, you will see that we'll tell you that we are GDPR compliant and we are NDPR compliant, right? All of this, yeah, it is structure of what I have done over the years in product management. I use in building this. Then I come to my LinkedIn and make a post about how I built it. So whether people are engaged with it or not, it is not an audio post. It is what I built. I built this end-to-end, both front end, back end, everything. I built it alone. So now I made a post on it. And from the post, you will be able to deduce that, okay, yes, this guy knows what he's talking about. So when they want to check me out, they see what I have done, right? Now, this is the change to JRC. This one I went to train for AI. This one is our videos. I will just go on. I'm just trying to show you details. You pay attention to details yourself, right? You're not just creating those projects are giving you. We are not just giving you assignments so that you can have something to talk about on LinkedIn. Our error 404 page on this site, for example, now if I do / let's say Stan, this if you take it an error 404 page. Oops, Jesus loves you. You only search for what we don't have. Return home. And I went on LinkedIn and I wrote about what shaped it. Let me open that post for you guys. Network is quite slow. I said, I turned this error 404 page into an evangelism tool. I have decided that even when you make an error on this particular web platform, you will know that Jesus doesn't consider your error. There was a top, if you go to the error page, you will see there, oops, Jesus loves you. Which means whatever I am saying here is what I really did. There is no audio or anything there. You will see the picture there. Had 3,225 impressions, had engagement. The engagement is not really my thing, right? But the fact that whoever is engaging or whoever stakeholder is coming to check out the post later, when eventually they go and search for this website, probably they scan it or they look at the URL, they go and check it out. It was still in local development. This was localhost URL then, right? Yeah, you can see localhost. I was still developing it then, right? They will go and check it out and see that, oh, nice, he really built this. I think over and over again, my point here is be authentic enough with real case study post that is evidence-based that people can trust you on. It's as simple as ABCD, right? You can see that my featured post, everything ties back to everything I do. I'm not doing any featured post that just randomly went viral, but no value. No, they are all tied back to what I do. So even if you don't have the energy to be scrolling down, by the time you check my featured post, like 10 of them, you will see expertise there, you see authority there, that you can be able to trust what I can do, right? Then you come down to my post. Like I said, I rarely post again. I just repost and repost and repost and stuff. I rarely make post again, as it were, right? But back then in 2024, 2025, I was making posts. 2022 too, I was making posts, right? Then you can come to my experience section. Each of my experience section, when I add the experience, I add my skills that ties to the experience. Let's go to Okoyemi's profile. Now, he added the skills, perfect. But right now, you need to break down what you will. Now, you said led workflow optimization initiative enabling 130% growth. Okay, this 130% enabling clinical growth. What exactly did you do there? You can list it out. You want to build expertise, right? You can list it out. In the workflow, you can come down like a bullet listing. So the workflow included end-to-end clinical mapping from this to this, clinical this to this, blah blah blah. Just put it there. Let people know that you're really good with workflow optimization. Automated reporting system, perfect. Manage budgets, vendor contract, and internal financial control, perfect. Improve compliance and documentation and administrative structure, perfect. Supported cross-functional teams in operations, IT, and finance, perfect. But if you really did all of this, will it just be 4 skills? So what are the other skills that needs to be added? Do your research, add them to it. Compliance and risk associates, perfect. You're a risk associate here. You maintain anti-money laundering and know your customer documentation on audit readiness. Okay, perfect. Updated compliance procedures. Now, this alone, I can draft out 30 posts for 30 days on establishing myself as an authority here. I can tell you AML, doing CPF, CFT, because for the AML program, for those that signed up for the AML program and they were admitted, which after your program, they're kicking off, right? Your curriculum, I think I showed it to you guys the other day. So AML, when I was speaking with one of the leaders in the AML space in the UK, she works with one of the biggest banks in the UK, which is one of the instructors we are bringing on board, right? And we went back and forth with our curriculum, right? Until we all finished curriculum together, and each instructor now has not, each instructor can only take 1 or 2 because it is well dated. From here alone, right? If you were a student taking AML, you can see we have distinguishing CPF signature from standard AML CFT, maritime evasion, targeted financial sanctions. All of this, we'll not even share the full details with the anti-money laundering student that signed up yet, right? Because we want to finish this JRC before we move into the. From here alone, I can scope out 30 topics to post about in 30 days or intervals of 2 days. That's 60 days post for me. Mind you, you're the one that did it. I'm not the one that did it. Yet I have posts I can scope out here. That is optimization, proving your expertise, proving that you are really good at what you do. I can go on and on. You manage vendor procurement, invoicing, and payroll documentation and expense tracking. Can you teach on this for the next 1 week, next 1 month? Sync it with current regulations and how default happens. What happens? Vendor management, does warehousing affect it too? If it's for physical goods, FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods. If it's for software, does licensing affect it? What is the thing that is not really talked about? That is where expertise comes in. That's where authority building comes in. Not just going to ChatGPT, generating topics and just using it to generate stuff. The kind of post that even when people want to copy your post, when they copy it, they should be able to know that if I copy this person's post, if I don't have answers to it, the question they will ask me, or more, people will know that I'm fake. My friend, my very good friend, Lucius, right? Let me open his profile. linkedin.com/in/Lucius. Okay, let me just go and search him out. One of his posts went very viral about 2 years ago. Somebody from another country, a foreigner, took it and used the same picture, the picture of my friend Emmanuel's workspace, and the same post. He didn't change anything word for word. But luckily for Emmanuel is quite popular on LinkedIn. So people went to go and start dragging the person that went to steal Emmanuel's post. And they now had to tag Emmanuel. Emmanuel just went there and dropped the diplomatic post and said, I'm glad you were able to reuse my post. Strategy, right? So this is Emmanuel, another strong person, right, that you can also follow to see his profile and stuff, you would see that his posts they drive engagement a lot and they are well detailed. Emmanuel rarely posts things that, I'm not talking about his repost too. If you read Emmanuel's posts, they are well researched, well documented, well structured. This is his workspace. I think this no, this is not the post somebody reposted. This is not it. What I'm trying to show you is that as you optimize your LinkedIn banner, your profile, your about section, your post matters a lot. Your post is your post that will help people discover you. For example, now, if you go to Google and you search Inegben, just search Inegben randomly. Not Inegben dots, just search Inegben. Sorry, Inegben. After the websites, and the next thing you see is LinkedIn, and LinkedIn. Right? So just imagine somebody comes to my LinkedIn after Google searching my name, wants to read posts, and the posts are their shallow posts. It do not make any kind of sense, right? That is why, as you're optimizing, your post has to be solid. That's for the, so we've diagnosed your cover photo, your DP, remove this open to work, optimize this guy, make sure it aligns with your cover photo, whatever is written on your cover photo. Rewrite your about section, optimize it. Your posts, don't just, you see this AI generated image you always using. See, if I'm going to be honest with you people, right? One of the reasons why high authority people would skip most times is that once they see this, you know it's AI generated, then your AI post looks AI generated. You just assume everything is AI generated. That you didn't even think about what none of your thoughts is in your post. If you want to make a post about, let's say, information security management, identity access management, I will just go to images. This is a core, this is much more practical. I'll prefer to use this image or this image. Let's bring out this image, right? Now, this is not your own original one, right? You can decide to now upload this particular image to AI and say you should recreate it, but with your LinkedIn username. You can use this one, right? You can just use this one as it is, identity access management. You can pick on how these things interconnect and how they come back to IAM and make a post rather than use all these AI generated images. This just shows you are still with the crowd. Now I know this one I just said now, it speaks to a lot of you. Almost practically 99.9% of people on this call are guilty of that particular AI generated image thing. People just be generating AI image up and down. Once they see AI image, there's high probability you also generated the post with AI. Then why should I trust your post? Just go to Google that particular terminology. You will see a better post. This is a better picture to use for IAM. It does not even have background. You can download this picture, go to remove.bg, remove.bg, right? You can upload the picture, remove the background. You can open Canva, put it on a white background, and add your username by the bottom left or the bottom right. Simple as ABCD. You have your image. That time, just all the topics you want to post in a week, just generate the image down on a weekend. The goal is to build systems, not just join the bandwagon of using AI generated image. Those things are very annoying. Very, very annoying. Those images, very annoying set of image. Right? See this one now. This one you might not even need to remove the background. Right? But you can use the image. Just search for, let's say, for example, now, let's say automated GRC. Automated GRC. You want to speak about why GRC should move into automation. This is an image that shows automation, right? If you download, it's because on a screen, if you go and view the site, the image will be clear. You can see automation. Simple as ABC. It's much more better. Even the image itself can give you an idea of things you want to use. This one a benefit of GRC automation by Cyber Arrow. You can use the same image, take their points, go and even read their post and rewrite your own post to function what you want to use, or use this one, GRC. Like images that are much more, not all these ones. What's all these images? This one, for a start, you are starting out. Your optimization also deals with your branding. Your optimization deals with your branding. So your post, we've talked about the kind of post you are posting, how to create a post structure, build the content vault. Now generate 30 days post, 30 days post for with 2 days intervals. If you generate 30 posts with 2 days intervals or 3 days intervals, that means you have a post for the next 90 days. If it's 3 days intervals, if it's 2 days intervals, you have a post for the next 60 days in the end. So you post one on Monday, you post one on Wednesday, you post one on Friday. So if you generate 30 days, that will be for 10 weeks. If you generated 30 posts, that's 10 weeks post. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. 10 weeks, 30 posts is going to last you for 10 weeks. And you can generate everything down on a weekend. Structure it down on a weekend. That is what structure is, right? Your experience, you can still optimize it a little bit better, give more context, right? Certifications are there, right? Volunteering, fine. Skills, fine. Language is fine. That is just the part you need to optimize. That's your own. I want to see how many. We spent 1 hour 32 minutes. I didn't want this to be longer than this, right? So that's that, right? So let me pick on that person's profile to continue. I'll pick okay, the person that set his own in was Abraham. So let's go to Abraham's profile. So before I continue with Abraham's profile now, right? I would ask for a summary of what I've said so far, right? But before I ask for the summary, if you're on YouTube, please let me know if what I have said so far is clear, right? Let me know if what I've said so far is clear. Now, backstage, is there anybody that can summarize the diagnosis I did for Ope before I move on to Abraham? Okay, Rebecca, you can go.
Okay, so thank you. So first of when we got to his LinkedIn profile, we saw that it doesn't have the LinkedIn the banner now, that thing that should show what he does. And another thing you made mention of is his picture had that open to hire, and it should not be there, it should only be for the recruiters, like the ones that should only see that. And also we went down to his profile, and you also made mention that we should explain the things that he's doing currently, and it should not just be vague. There should be proof to back up whatever it is that he's doing. And then you also made mention that it should not just be master of should not just be into everything, that it should be well detailed. And that was when you corrected the what's it called now? That was when you corrected the, I don't know, can we go back to his profile?
Okay, so I'll need to go to linkedin.com. Sorry. linkedin.com/in/. Sorry.
Okay, so that was when you corrected this first one you wrote here, that administration officer, that what should come first should be what he's doing currently, because it's not, it's contradicting what his name is about. So everything should align, and we should not confuse the recruiters or anybody that's checking the profile. And also you made mention of his skill. So everything that he has done so far there should be a skill for it to match up whatever it is that he has done. And also, sorry, can we scroll down? Yeah, so you also made mention of how we can come about post, and you should not just dub things from, do copy and paste from AI. Yes, we can use AI, but then there shouldn't be a copy and paste. There's a way we can humanize our post. And also, last thing you mentioned was the picture thing that we use for our post. At any time any recruiter or anybody sees the page, once they see that AI picture, they just assume that, oh, the write-up that we have there is AI generated. And then you mentioned something about the EAT, that's expertise, authority, and trust. That whatever post that we are putting on our LinkedIn should align with, okay, what's the expertise, what's the authority, and then people can now trust whatever it is that we are posting on our LinkedIn. So it should not just be all over the place, but it should be well structured. So yes, those are things that I could pick from what you said.
Perfect. Okay, great. So now we'll come to Abraham's profile. Just before we come to Abraham's profile, let me check. Okay, so YouTube people said it's clear. Okay, perfect. Now let's go to Abraham's profile. Now, Abraham has a cover photo, cybersecurity domains. Perfect. He has this, right? He has an headshot. This one, you can tell that this headshot, you snapped it with your phone and you are looking at the phone and holding it in your hand. You can use a better headshot. Abraham. You can change this profile picture. Don't be serious like me, right? You can use a better headshot. Me, I am known as a troublemaker on LinkedIn. Just leave me, you know. But you are in cybersecurity space. You need better headshot. You can see this is my guy, this Chisom. You can see this is one of the leaders. This is the leader in Nigeria, Tokwe. You can see confidence. You can see LOM, right? So you can do better with this, right? Cybersecurity GRC analyst, perfect. So you are here, it's already good, right? Let's go to your about section. So government risk and compliance analyst with 5+ experience in information security, IT governance, risk management, compliance assurance, and vulnerability management across telecommunication, energy, and financial service sectors. Experience in driving IT operations, risk closure, audit remediation, and compliance monitoring through collaboration with cross-functional stakeholders and business units. Strong background in conducting security assessment, vulnerability management, incident response follow-ups, and control validation using tools such as Qualys, Nessus, Nmap, CISCT, ServiceNow, Jira, and OneTrust. Okay, so for this, what's your expertise level on ServiceNow, Abraham?
Can use it perfectly. That's what we use in my environment that I work.
Okay, perfect. Because it seems like we will need to host you on a session on that. We are trying to get some ServiceNow expert to come and teach their ServiceNow, do the ServiceNow live session to your set. But again, right now, we are not yet in that financial space where we can bring them. So if you are open to teaching your set, we can do that. So then you have skilled in assessing and improving IT service management processes, maturing using ITIL capability assessment, including incident management, problem management, service desk, service request management, and monitoring and event management. Hands-on experience supporting compliance with international standards and regulatory framework, including ISO. Okay, perfect. Proven track record of successfully conducting security assessments on 3,000+ servers. Should I rearrange this for you? I like all of this, but this one should go first. After your governance, blah blah blah. This one, okay. After your experience in IT, this one should go first. This one has data. You have proven track record of successfully conducting security assessment on 3,000+ servers, identifying vulnerabilities, validating remediation efforts, and strengthening enterprise security posture. In fact, if you can, make a design that puts this in your cover photo.
Okay, let me take that down.
Right. So you now put all of those other things there. Perfect. I like your listings. Now let's go to your post. I am in week 6 of, okay, this one is talking about your training. I'm happy to share. Okay, perfect. These are your certifications. Okay, perfect. You join MTN. In fact, you can be a major voice for MTN on LinkedIn, teaching audits and how professional. For example, let's go to your group, right? Let me start with when you were the information security analyst at MTN here, right? Now you carried out security assessment on flights, on in-flight project.
In-flight project, yes.
Yeah. Now you conducted authentication scan, conducted vulnerability scan, conducted policy compliance scan. Now, if I were you, first thing I want to look for is who are top MTN competitors. You have Airtel, you have Globalcom, you have, you guess those are the two in Nigeria, right?
Yes.
But if you are talking about an indirect competitor that is competing with you in terms of the internet space, you have SpaceX. What's their names?
This Elon Musk and what's it
Yes.
called?
Neuralink.
I think
No, sorry, not
something
Neuralink. Sorry.
No, not Neuralink.
Oh God, why is this thing?
Yeah, not Fiber One. No.
Starlink,
No,
Starlink.
Starlink.
Exactly, Stanley. Now, what you want to do is you guys have a product that is more like competing with Starlink. I forgot what you guys call it. This MTN box that you guys use for stuff,
Fiber
right?
One. Okay, Fiber One.
Yeah, do your MTN fiber stuff, right?
MTN Fiber.
I would
Yes,
want,
yes.
yeah, I would want to do what are the worst authentication scan, vulnerability scan, and policy compliance scan in the telecommunication industry. What companies have been found wanting in that? What were the things they did? How did MTN do it better? And how did you participate in it? Did you see my show?
Yes.
What are the what things, what companies have faulted, how it can be done better, and how MTN has done it better, and how you participated in it, and why people should use MTN. Now, because of that, as you're also making such posts, MTN is interacting with your post. You are expert at interacting with your post. You become an indisposable asset. And by that time, when you even want to migrate, because of how much money you have been teaching on what you have done in a big company like Apple, you have higher prospects coming for you. Do you get? You have higher prospects coming for you. So you are breaking down what you have done. You are doing the research to what has happened in the industry. You are now breaking it down to how it can be done better, how MTN did it better, and then you now what's it called now? You now put in what your own contributions are, then your own recommendation to the Nigerian telecommunication sector.
That's taking.
Perfect. So for your experience is already broken down well. There's nothing I want to speak about, except that you did not match your experience to your skills. It's only here you mapped it to your skills. You didn't map this onto your skills. You didn't map this onto your skills.
Okay. I'll correct that too.
So we go to your perfect. Yeah, something I did not talk about too. I also noticed it now on your profile. You would have recommendations on your profile. For example, if you go to my profile, if you go to the recommendation section, you see that I have 4. I've given 10 recommendations, right?
Okay.
Get recommendations either from your colleagues or people you've worked with before or people you have worked for, right? Either your employers, your team leads. Get them to give you recommendations so that people can know that people that you have worked with or worked under can recommend you. So get recommendations on your profiles. Very important. That one is very important. No projects. Now, if you go to my profile, if you scroll down on my profile, you will see a section called projects. Now, projects here are things that I have built or led, right? These are projects that's probably I'm not working there as a full-time staff. For example, now the Institute of Tax and AI Governance in the US, I led and built their digital products, but I don't work for them. It was a contract we collected this year and we executed. So it's a project for me. So
Okay.
things you have done, even the place where you work, but that you cannot necessarily just map as something you have done, but you want to map it as a project. You want to map it out specifically as a project. You create a section called project on your profile, and you add it there. You attach the PDF, or you attach the image, or you attach the resources.
Okay. So let me just ask this question, right? So I'm currently running a degree program. So, and my final year project happened to be design and implementation of vulnerability assessment tool using mmap and some other tools like that. So let me just say I am 80% complete. I am in 80% completion, right? So maybe after completion, can I add that as a project?
Of course. It's not a project.
Okay.
It's a project now. You put in your time, your effort, your energy, and you did it as a project. You can add it as a project.
Okay.
If after you are even done, I would advise, as you're adding it as a project, please also get publish it as a journal if it's something you can publish as a journal, and get the credits. There's this that started happening. Was it mid last year, where people just look for people that have projects on their profile on LinkedIn, see if it's something they can go and publish at their own publications and take credit for it. Almost a lot of cases I've seen so far on LinkedIn since mid last year. So try to also publish it on a probably what's it called, on a journal platform, right? And get your necessary credit for it, right? Also get your school or whatever it is, whatever is necessary to do, just do it, right? And make sure that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So somebody said, now to go to YouTube, somebody said, sir, sometimes it depends on where you work. Sometimes it's implicative to make a post about your organization on social media. Yes, very true. Ogule, that's very true.
Yeah, that's why I actually smiled when you said it.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes your organization might not like it, but you can just do a random case study of what's incidents in the industry that has happened and the best case scenario on how to treat it.
Can you mute, please?
Yeah. Okay. That's true. Thank you. Okay, can you mute?
Sorry. I'll mute.
Just a minute. Yeah, thank you. So you can also still make those posts, right, without tagging your company. So for example, if we go to our sheet now, right, let's say we wanted to create such posts, we can look for a case study of something that has happened in that industry, previous controls or framework or tools or solution, right? The defects, right? The effects, right? Then best case, best remediation for the current cybersecurity landscape, and your final counsel, your final advice to the sector or companies in that sector. So here now you're not mentioning any company. You can just pick a case study that's a company that's happened to. Yes, that one you have the permission to do that, right? Because it was published publicly. You can pick that. What were the controls in place during the year or that time it happened? What were the defects in those controls or in the tools, whatever it is, right? What was the effect of what happened to that case study? What are the best remediation right now? And what is your final advice? So, and with this now, you are not going to mention any company's name, right? So there are a lot of ways to go around it. There are a lot of ways to go around it, right? So that is So that is that as it were. Sorry.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. So if we go back to the sheet we created earlier, we did where you guys have to do your research, then you list your top 10. Then you can now create your sheets where you build your content vaults. Your content vaults. Sorry, I went to one right content vaults. Let me see if my header can still work for you guys. Let me just copy my own header and give you guys. Paste it here. So you have your sector, you have your top 10s, you have your content vaults. Then here you can put case studies. Case studies you want to study or analyze, you can put them here. You can create your tables as it were. So this is more like a sheet you can use for your LinkedIn optimization journey. So you're optimizing your profile, you are doing all of those things, you're putting it in place. Sorry, somebody, I'm coming, just 1 minute. Somebody said, for those of us who are transiting, is there any need to list our previous experience in our past field? Of course, yes, it's part of the story. So, and I'll give you another framework for those of you transiting. Let's say your case study. I can say previous, I can pick an experience, right? Let me go to Abraham's profile. Let me see, there's something I can pick from there. Yeah, so Abraham was once a transport and logistic officer, right? Let me see what he did here. Assign truck for delivery. Know the status of all trucks. Perfect. I can take this now. I think I can pick any topic from anything and take right. Know the status of all trucks and supervise all maintenance being carried out on each truck. I can copy this. Let's say you just transition into the cybersecurity sector, right? This is what previous experience. Experience. I'll paste this here. Right, so let me just paste this out. So content wrapper. So this is the previous experience was it Abraham had. Now he's just moving into the GRC space, GRC or cybersecurity space. Sorry, cybersecurity space. Right. He's just moving into this space. And now he needs to create transitioning post. So there's what I call transitioning post. Right? You will not just be creating transitioning posts, you have to also use case studies. Sorry, case studies. So a practical example is an experience I picked from Abraham's profile. He was tracking the status of all the truck as a logistics person. Now, in cybersecurity, what topic is synonymous to tracking status of let's say policies, framework, controls? What topic in cybersecurity is synonymous to that in GRC? Somebody should give me a topic now. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, I said what topic in GRC, in all you have been taught in GRC, is synonymous to tracking the status of any either controls or policy? What areas is synonymous to that? Okay, somebody said risk assessment. Okay, Steven said risk assessment. Perfect. So let's pick risk assessment. Right. Now I want to make a case study would be let's say I pick let's say ABC Consulting. I don't know if this is a real company. I'm just picking ABC Consulting randomly. Right. Now I want to make a post. My post can be something like, over the last 3 years, I have worked as a logistics. I have worked in the. Oh, sorry. I have monitored and tracked status of logistics operations. And this is something I really enjoyed in my days in my days of doing this. However, this activity of this experience of mine has also shaped how I monitor, track, and analyze risk now as a whatever, let's say risk assessment, now as a risk assessment manager in my current role. Then I'll go down. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Sorry. This is what I mean. In logistics, there is what we call last mile delivery. Then you go ahead to explain what last mile delivery is. Blah 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 blah. Same as risk assessment in cyber security. There is what we call security posture after risk assessment, which clearly has to come with its risk heat map. Just the way the last mile delivery heat map shows location, entity, vessel, and owner. This also applies to blah 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 blah. You continue. Now I am trying to show you guys something. Let me broaden this guy. What I simply did here is I just transferred my experience, combined it with what I'm currently doing, and I use it to create a post showing that there is what we call transferable experience. I'm trying to show that I can transfer my experience from my previous role into my current role. So if you are transitioning, what you want to focus on is you want to understand how your current role ties to your current, how your previous role ties to your current role or your transition role. That is what you want to master. That is what you want to understand. So that when you are creating your post, you are able to show it. And you're also able to show it in your work life too. Because the more you analyze and connect it, the more it helps your work experience. In fact, you're able to think better when you can think from cross-functional knowledge and experience. A practical example is, if you ask me now, Stanley, if I was to build a case study around product ideation, what should I do? I will tell you there's a framework I have called the 5 benchmark framework, where we have to look at efficiency, potential, monetization, blah 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 blah. Now you will think I went to do one MBA to learn that. I didn't go to do any MBA to learn it. I just read the book and I saw it there, and I'm able to transfer that knowledge to product ideation. I combined it together and I made it a syllabus, and I started teaching it about a couple of weeks ago, right? That's all called transferable knowledge. if you are an expert at what you do, sorry, if you are good at what you do, it means you have mastered the core basics and the practical application of what you do. You are able to connect anything to it. If you are coming from the medical line, I can tell you patients data handling and how it matters about stakeholders management. I can sync it. The goal you want to have, the thing you want to master is first master your workflow, master your career, master your skill set, master your tools, master your frameworks. Then you will now know how you want to now connect the dots between what you are currently doing and what you used to do. That will also help you in thinking better. For example, how many of you have watched the movie called The Blacklist? The Blacklist. If you are backstage, if you watch the movie, you can unmute and if you've seen the movie called The Blacklist. Oh, so a lot of you have not seen the movie called The Blacklist. Wow. You guys need to go and see that movie. It's not,
Is it Reddington?
yeah, Raymond Reddington, yeah.
Is it Raymond Reddington?
Yes, Raymond Reddington, yes.
Yes, I've seen it.
Perfect. So in that movie, when he was arrested, I think it says they won, right? And King was speaking to him. And the old FBI and special squad and everything. He told them something. He said, you will not be able to solve this case because you are thinking like was it police now be an FBI official. He said, stop thinking like basically what he's trying to say, stop thinking like the FBI official, start thinking like the criminal. So when they shifted their thinking to the criminal mindset, they were able to solve it. What I'm trying to show you is that sometimes when you want to solve one problem, it might not be the technical skill you have. You have to think as the other actor, right? I think, was it not a few weeks ago, I was telling people that if I wanted to penetrate a certain institution in Nigeria, it's their customer support I will use. Because their customer support is filled with a lot of single women, right? And the single women, a lot of them might be single due to their jobs because they close very late. I would just pop up as that one caring guy, give them attention, not concerned about whether job is taking their time, even going to pick them from the office and the likes. In the process of picking them in the office, one of these days she might get tired and wants to just sleep over at my place. I have access to a laptop. I don't need to even unlock the laptop. I just need to plug in probably a rootkit or something into a laptop and wait for her to go back home. All she needs to do is whenever she opens a laptop, enter a code. Once she press enter, she executes whatever I've plugged into her laptop. And it starts running. From there, I start penetrating the company gradually. I'm just trying to show you, I am thinking first as the criminal. Then I now bring myself back as the person who wants to mitigate this risk. So that is how you connect the dots. You put yourself as your current position, you put yourself in your previous position, see how the alignment works, then you put it, you join it together. So somebody is asking me, hi please, how do I type project manager, data protection officer, and data okay, basically you want to type project management and data protection. It's the same thing. What are the transferable things that is there? Once you're able to identify it, then for example now, as a data protection officer, first you need to even understand your data protection acts, your DPA, right? Once you've identified it, you want to now identify the process of what's it called now? What's it called? Oh God, why is this escaping my head? Basically, the tools you use, right, for it. That's that. Then, how do you also implement your project? To actually protect people's data, you have to schedule it into a project. One, you need to understand policies, the Data Act, the implementation of the Data Act, the remediation in case it was not implemented, the what's it called, the fines in case it was not implemented. You want to create it to a project sheet. This is your project management experience. You're bringing it together, more like a Kanban workflow. Since you're a project manager, you should know what a Kanban is, right? you take it into a Kanban workflow, right? So normally project data protection is done in traditional method. If you bring in the Kanban workflow into data protection, you are able to track the state of your company, what has been done, what's it called now, what's the porous part in your company that needs to be covered. For case studies, you want to track the case studies, the porous part in the case studies, how to move it from one but either from in progress to currently done or currently in review or currently approved, whatever it is. Basically, you can sync it. Yeah, you can sync the workflow, the project management, the scoping of your project. There are a lot of things you can tie together. There's practically no career that does not have something you can tie to another career, as long as you can think enough. See, I'll just tell you guys, both LinkedIn optimization, what's it called, career application, everything. See, the hardest part of it, once you figure this hard part out, you are done. It is called the brain work. It is called the brain work. There is this man you guys should check out, Stephen Emmanuel Tomi. I was physically present in his brainstorming session in 2018, and he taught how to think. After that session, I started rethinking how I think. When you want to think, stop thinking as just a career person. Think playing the whole stakeholders end-to-end workflow, the value chain. When you think on that broad spectrum, then you narrow it down back to yourself. You are able to, I'm going to recommend that book again. Your Next 5 Move, Patrick Bet-David. You're able to predict things ahead of time, right? All of those things. So thinking is the most important thing in this game. Thinking is the most important. For example, now, let's do it now, right? Let's do a practical generation of, no, not Tomi, Emmanuel Utomi, Utomi. Let's do a practical generalization. I told you guys, Utomi, not let me type it. Utomi, Utomi, the author of Perspectives. Is the author of Perspectives. What's it called now? I've come just a moment. Okay, yes, I've regained my train of thought. Earlier I was talking about you guys go and get somebody solid to design your cover photo for you. Now, if I wanted to commoditize this now, what I can just do now is I can create this $1 plan for everybody who wants me to design for them, and I'll create it on Seller so everybody can pay in their currency regardless of their country, right? You can just go to Seller, pay just $1, and I'll design your cover. Just when you pay your $1, submit, there will be an email that will be sent to you. In that email, it will be a link to a form. You fill your form, I design it, I send it to you. Now, it is while sitting here trying to solutionize this, I just thought of it now, right? Now, that's a way. If 100 of you pay $1, that's $100 for the weekend. You see what I'm talking about? It's a brain game. Let's do a practical case study. Like I said, let me collect money from all of you now this weekend. I go to Seller. Right. What's that? Seller.com, I mean. But that's not needed. That's right. And I go to, what's it called now? Add the product. I go to services. I create it, blah, blah, blah. And I send you people a link. And I say, if you want me to, yes, Emmanuel told me. And you guys want me to design your stuff, pay $1, I design your cover photo. That's 100 of you pay, that's $100. Like it or not. It's about the brain game. It's a brain game. It's a brain game. And I will not lie to you. If you the extent to which you can think is totally dependent on a lot of factors. But one of the most important factors is the God factor. You have to have God. The second factor is you have to read. You have to read. I cannot underemphasize it. I cannot overemphasize it. I cannot mini-emphasize it. You just have to read. You have to read. right? You have to read. After reading, you have to engage in conversations with people who have read, who have done things, either by attending their conferences or their webinars or their trainings, or just by dialogue with people who are intelligent. Right? So that is just that. That is just that. Once you are able to just plug yourself into this, then use there's this book called Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. It teaches the three people you should be connected to: three people above you, three people in your people above you, people on your same level, and people below you. You have these three people, these three categories in your networks. That is how you keep on firing. Reading is very important. Now that you are even in the cybersecurity space, read frameworks, understand your frameworks, master them, read cybersecurity books, see what experts who have done this, been there, done that, see what they have done. Right? It's very, very important. So that is that for that. So again, I think with all I have said, because that LinkedIn optimization is not just about having lovely profiles and stuff. You have to strategically create things you post. You have to just position well. All of those. So that is what LinkedIn optimization is. I will share this sheet with you guys so that you guys can take a cue from there and then also do yours. I can close this guy, I can close this guy, I can close this guy. So if you have questions, please ask your questions. I have no longer created the $1 plan before you will go and stone me now that I want to come out, make money from you right off the week. Okay, so questions. Let's get into it. Shay, are you speaking? You're muted.
Hello, Stanley. Thank
Yeah,
you for the session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question regarding this professional identity of a thing, especially with the buyer. In the case where you're not, it's not so different professions. Say for somebody that has cloud experience, whether it is AWS or M365 or Azure.
Yeah.
You know, this cloud services have compliance, governance, and all those things. How do you position yourself to?
Okay.
How do you position your professional identity, not to seem like you are all over the place, or like you're not focused somewhere, or like you're too broad?
Okay.
That's where I have issues trying to, because if you're also doing GRC with whatever it is that you're doing with cloud, you know, GRC has its own compliance risk and all of that. And these service providers, these cloud service providers also have compliance governance where you have experience in. So I'm having a problem trying to just come up with a professional identity that does not make it sound like you don't know what you're doing type of thing. I don't know if you understand the question.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. Perfect. Okay, so now let's do this, right? There's a synonymous keyword. So I want to go to your experience. Right. Okay, Microsoft 365 IT supports code. Okay, perfect. Now let's look at the synonymous keyword here. So now let me remove this guy. Let me delete this guy. Let me just delete all of them. There's a synonymous keyword called compliance. Whether you are doing it for Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, whatever. As far as you are deploying, you have to be compliant. Now, even in compliance, there are those that are going to be, let's say, GRC engineers. Right. Sorry, GRC engineers. So what is going to be the synonymity here between what you are currently doing? If I get you clearly, you already have background with dealing with cloud tools, right? specifically
Yeah,
in the Azure environment and AWS?
No, I have M365 on Azure.
Okay, M365 on Azure. Perfect. Now, Azure has its own certifications too, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, when you are deploying to Azure, there are vulnerabilities, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. And when you're also deploying to Azure, I want to give you a practical case. So let me go scratch this. Practical case study is you are deploying for a client or you are working in a company that has servers in MENA. Azure has servers in MENA, it has servers in EU, it has servers in US, it has servers in UK. These are the core, it has servers in APAC too, right? Right. So Azure has servers across this region. Right. Now, if you are deploying for, so nobody should ask me. Okay, let me not say, for people who ask me that one now. If you are deploying for a client who is in the MENA, this Middle East and Africa, right? The compliance here is different. Let's say you are working in the finance space, right? Let's say there's what we call core banking infrastructure, right? For example, let's say you work at Stanley Bank and you are deploying, and Stanley Bank is deploying on Azure, and you are deploying the core banking infrastructure to Azure. Don't forget that these three things are all on Azure. Sorry, I want to merge it together and put Azure. Control Shift E. Oh, sorry. So Control A, Control Shift E. Okay. Now we are all on Azure, as it were, right? Now, if you are deploying a core banking infrastructure, the data you are going to take here in the MENA region, or the data you can, or the compliance concerning the data here is totally different from deploying a core banking infrastructure in UK. Do you know that?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, perfect. Now, in the MENA region, if you actually transfer data from Nigeria, let's say you are in Abu Dhabi, or let's say you're even in the north, right? In Abu Dhabi, right? Or in the east, sorry. And you have a server there, right? If you transfer data from here to here, without these guys, these regulatory bodies here being aware that your server setup here is set up to be exporting data to this region here, you are violating root, we are violating compliance regulation.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, perfect. Now, this guy now also has a regulation called DORA. And DORA is applicable to both, is applicable to banking, right? So they have DORA, right? And it's applicable to banking. Then there is what we call critical infrastructure. Let me just put critical infra and resilience, right? Now, because of the amount of rising cyber state-sponsored cyber threats, it simply means that there is a compliance specialist needed to be advising wherever your company is that don't trespass. Migrating this data to here, you might be signaling to this region that you are supplying UK government data, right? Now, where you intersect is the fact that you are not just focusing on frameworks like ISO and the likes. You are focusing on compliance that deals with core data, server migrations, cross-regional data export and communication as it were. For example, now DSTV, I think served Nigerian data to their South African region. What's their name now? What is a Nigerian data protection regulation body in Nigeria? When they found out, they clamped down on DSTV and they fined DSTV, right? So all of those things, that's the intersection. So you are not naturally leaving what you are doing, but now you're bringing compliance to it. Another thing is when you're even deploying to the cloud. Let's say, for example, now, yes, you are in the Azure space. Let's say an employer employs you and it's no longer Azure. What if you are using SW3 buckets, right? And there are some things you want to set up. You are setting up a pipeline, Docker, everything. You're setting up a CI/CD pipeline. And in the setup, there is a porous vulnerability that also violates a compliance, right? Now, it's your job as both a compliance analyst and somebody who also knows that risk assessment is very important to fill in that gap. So you are focused on compliance for the technicalities when it comes to deployments to cloud and data migration across regions. Do you get that now?
Yeah, definitely.
So there are ways you can come in. Again, I'm trying to remember. Is it a book I once? In fact, yeah, API. API is another part in it, right? Because sometimes cross-region applications, you might want to use API. For example, you are building you built an application in US. Now you want to expand to Canada. Now you want to also verify identity, people's identity in Canada. You want to use an option like Smile Identity. I don't know if they cover Canada. Yeah, using an API. Now, whatever Smile Identity is going to be serving to your platform from Canada and taking from your platform back to Canada, it needs to be ensured that it's not going out. There's no edge case, right? You know what edge case is, right? Right?
No.
You said?
No.
Okay. So edge cases are cases that the business was not actually, the tools or the feature was not built to handle. So for example, now let me put edge case. If you deployed an API to call for user passport status, right? And the API should only reply active or non-active, right? This is what the API should do. Now, in your process of testing, you find out that this API is doing beyond this. It's fetching their credits history and account balance from your core banking infrastructure. And now the third-party API you are integrating with, right, to get identity, instead of a one-way API stuff as it were, the API is coming here, then the call URL or whatever it is serving back the client's what's it called now? History and the bank balance. It is an edge case.
Like a what if situation.
Exactly. It's a worst case scenario. So edge cases, you need to map out that your edge cases in deployment is compliant with whatever framework is applied to that body. Do you get that now?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's how you can actually apply that. There are a lot of ways. You just need to sit down and do more research, and you will find out that there are 1,001 ways to actually use that. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah, I just have to find where those common grounds are in.
Exactly.
Since it's more technical, I just have to find where those common grounds are and then give a title to it or make it make sense. But that was just something like while you were explaining, that was just something I was trying to figure out, because it can be. I don't want to sound. I don't want to sound like I'm all over the place. So that was just the thing. But like you said, if one can find those common grounds, it would make more sense.
Exactly. So I'm coming out to drop the attendance. Okay, yes, you can continue. Let me just create the attendance link and drop. Continue. I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So just regarding every other thing that you said, because I see that the approach you're sort of suggesting and teaching it's very structured with the whole EAT, the positioning, and all of that. So I was wondering if, because you have a lot of data, or sorry, a lot of templates, I think you do. I was wondering if it would be possible for you to sort of embed some of these templates or frameworks or sheets that you have, maybe when you upload the videos to the LMS, that we can download as as a reference for ourselves to just repeat the same type of system. Like, I don't know if you'd be, if that's okay with you.
No problem, no problem, no problem.
All right, thank you.
Okay. This is a case of if you never ask, you never get it. If you are not asked, I was never going to drop it.
Thank God I asked.
So first the username of LMS. Okay. So I'm dropping the attendance link. Coming. In a minute, just 1 minute. Publish. Yes. So if you are backstage, I have dropped the attendance link on the chat. If you're on YouTube, I am dropping it now. Thank you, EMC, for reminding me. Okay, so somebody commented on YouTube. So this person is in North America. Brenda Cole said, I beg to differ about open to work, depending on your location. I'd advise to put it, especially in North America. So this is somebody who has experience in that region saying you should put it. So again, you can apply that if you're in North American region. Or if you're applying to North American region, please, you can do that. This person is speaking from either an experience or she's based in North America. Brenda Cole, do you want to let us know if you are based in that region so we can confirm that, right? To read books. Somebody said I am finding it difficult. I've dropped attendance link, fill attendance link, so that nobody will come for my neck and say they did not see attendance link. I've dropped attendance link. It is there. So somebody said, I am finding it difficult to read these days. Is there a strategy you used to read? My strategy. Okay, give me a minute. If it's that, I think I might have 1 or 2 strategy. So take, for example, you want to read, right? Let me zoom out. So let me add it to your sheet. Reading strategy. Right. First thing first, I want to know my most assimilative time. That's the first thing you want to figure out. Is it when you just wake up in the morning? Is it when you're about to go to bed? Is it when you have eaten and you are satisfied? Some people, if they are hungry, there's nothing they will read that will enter their head, right? Or is it when you have just finished talking with friends and you're excited? Just find at what moment is your brain receptive to information most. Then how long can you assimilate without distraction? Some people will tell you, I read 100 pages a day. Oga, better be calming down. Better don't go and copy people that you don't have their strength. You can build your strength, right? But gradually. Once you've done that, what kind of reading pattern works more with you? Do you like to read in a silent place that you can read aloud, you can hear yourself, you can rewrite, and you can teach yourself what you are reading? That is how I read. I don't like people around me when I'm reading. I always try to make sure I am in a silent environment when I'm reading. Not because I cannot read when people are there, but when I was in high school, I could read under any condition, right? But as I grew, I realized that I get more from things when I read when I'm alone, or when all of us are reading but nobody is talking, and we are like there's a distance between all of us. So you find your time. How long can you read without? Long can you assimilate without distraction? This is not how long you can read, though. This is how long can you read without distraction. For example, if your assimilation time is within 4 to 6 a.m. or p.m., right? It is 2 hours, right? Your assimilation time without distraction can be 30 minutes inside that 30 minutes interval. So it means that you read for 30 minutes, you stand up, you teach yourself. So I have a whiteboard and I have a marker. So I stand up and I teach myself on the whiteboard. So I imagine that there's 1,000 audience listening to me and I'm speaking, I'm teaching them. And I'm teaching them what I just read. After I've taught like 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes I can even enjoy teaching it, I will not go back to read. Sometimes I can just teach for like 30 minutes again. That's 1 hour gone. I go back again, I pick the book. So it means that inside these 2 hours I have to read, which means I'm going to read for 1 hour. I'm going to teach an imaginary audience for 1 hour. That's how I will spend my 2 hours. Then what kind of reading pattern fit me? Like I said, I like to read alone and I like to read out loud to myself. Sometimes I can just enjoy reading silently. I love to use highlighters. Sorry. If you pick my book, you will see color-coded writing, green, yellow, blue. I don't like lending people my books. That's why if I lend you my books, if you don't return it, we automatically become enemies. That is the only thing that it takes only the Holy Spirit to tell me, forgive this person. You can steal my money, but don't steal my book. You can, if you take my book, we will, even if, oh God, if there is anything that can make me end anything called friendship, is the fact that I give you my book, you do not return it. Because I have highlighted things in that book. I don't want to buy new one. I prefer to buy a new one for you than to buy new one for myself. Return that torn one back to me. I want it. Because while reading, I have highlighted. I've used pencil to write. That's how I read. That's my reading pattern. I've written on sticky notes and I've pasted on, I've gummed sticky notes to it. So whenever I want to search for information, I know the chapter I'm going to. I might not know the page, but I know the chapter. But when I see that sticky notes, I say, I'll just see the note I wrote there. Yes, this is it for it. And I just pick what I want to take, I write it and I get out. So that's what works for me. So everybody has what works for them, right? I remember a funny story, right? I was still in tertiary institution there. I was still very immature, right? And I was in a relationship. And I had told my babe that there's nothing you can do in this life that can ever make me raise my voice at you. I don't raise my voice at women. I don't shout at women. I said, but there's one thing you will do that can end this relationship. She was like, what's that? I said, you take my book without my permission. There's no love I want to have for you that we excuse it. Don't take my book without my permission. Please, I'm begging you with everything you have and with everything I have. If you love me, don't take my book without my permission. And she was laughing. She was like, I don't understand. You mean if I annoy you, if I slap you? I said, if you annoy me, worst case scenario, I will just walk away. I'll come back, we'll talk. But there's nothing you can do in this life that will make me raise my voice or talk back at you. But if you take my book without my permission, there's likelihood that that's the end of the relationship. She said, why is book that? I said, you don't know what books I've done to my life. Don't touch my book without my permissions. Don't take my book out of my library without my permission. If you want to buy me a birthday present, don't buy anything special for me. Just buy me books. You want me to love you? It's just books. That's the way to unlock me. It's book. Right? Then after a couple of months, I went to visit her. And I took my bag there. And I had this book, Don't Get a Job, Start a Business, written by 2 female writers. Prior to that book, one of my friends, who we are no longer talking to today, took it. And that was the end of that friendship. And I've told her that story before. Then she took my book. I got home. I wanted to read my book. I didn't see it. So I chatted her up. Did you take my book? She said, yes. I didn't reply. That was how I ghosted her. Now, that was very immature, right? And that's very stupid. But I'm telling you to tell that some of us have a kind of relationship with books that it can break anything. So how do you read? It's because when I read my books, I highlight, I write. So when you steal it, you just stolen. If I read that book in 1 month, you just stolen a month of my life away from me. You are telling me I have to go and pick another book and start reading and highlighting again. So if you cannot respect my efforts to invest in my life, you are not worth being my friend. That's how I deal with books. So it's different for everybody. So what kind of reading pattern fits you? Find it. How long can you assimilate without distraction? Identify it. What is your most assimilative time? My own is early in the morning and late at night. In the afternoon, I rarely assimilate things. I want to talk in the afternoon. I want to teach. I enjoy teaching in the afternoon. I enjoy talking. I'm a talkative by default. People would have known by now that Stanley likes talk, right? So that's that. So find your strengths, find the things that fit your strengths, and that will help you. So, which question here? If need be cut. Okay, yes, this person was just giving a feedback to you. So yeah, that's that. Yeah.
I think the other person that asked the question was, but I think the person will be asking more on the technical side, which most times it is not usually in a book, in the physical book. It's usually e-learning type of books. You know, it's online. So about the reading.
Okay.
So if
Can you
it's
come again?
I was saying that I think the person that asked the question about reading,
Yeah.
I think the person was asking more about technical articles, you know, because most of the things that we'll be reading when it comes to cybersecurity or GRC, it's usually online. It's not physical books where you can have highlighters and all of that.
There are physical books, so if you do research, there are physical books, so there's no physical book here. There are physical books.
Okay.
There are physical books. And if it's digital books, you want to this is tricky again, but I don't want to what's it called now? I don't want to I don't want to generalize my perception, right? So for example, what I'm trying to say is this. If it's digital book, for me, if I want to read a digital book, I have my data. Because once that pop-up comes in and there's work, I need to drop that phone and attend to work. But not WhatsApp message cannot distract me from reading my books. I rarely even respond to chats. People that know me know that I don't like phone calls. I rarely look at my WhatsApp messages, except I know that you have told me you're going to message me at a certain time, and I am conscious of the fact that you're going to message me at that time. So I rarely look at that. But work, I have to off my data so that once work email comes in, I don't get distracted. I don't go and focus on work. So that's how I read PDFs most times. But I'm really not that of a fan of PDF. So I cannot really give you an advice a lot on reading PDF. I would rather go and look for that hard copy wherever it is, or get the PDF and go and print. There's a book called Life. It's an ebook called Life Marketing digital marketing ebook. I think this was in digital marketing strategy. This was in 2019. The first time I came across this ebook when I wanted to read it. Right, it was 2019. It's about 60 pages. My brother, I will not lie to you. I went to print it out because I cannot concentrate reading. It has a lot of value, right? The only thing that was there is whenever I needed to click a link, I needed to come back to the PDF. But to really understand everything that was taught, I went to print it out. In printing it out, I was able to map whatever I want to mark, highlight what I want to highlight. Because I read it highlighters. Like I said, that's my reading strategy. Highlighters, they help me a lot. I color code my whatever I'm reading and everything. So I went to print it out myself. It's not a book, it's not a physical book. So I had to go and print it out. So do what works for you best. But what works for me best is physical book, highlighters, no distractions. I do imaginative teaching back to an audience. So that's what works for me. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you, Stan.
Okay, perfect. Any other question backstage? Okay, so let me go back to YouTube. Somebody said this thing Stanley said is why I have not read Rick Warren's book, Purpose Driven Life. You should actually read that book. I marked that book so much. Spent 40 days reading 40 chapters. Oh God, you should go back and really finish that book actually. There are several videos on technical part of cybersecurity. Exactly. Yemisi just said something. So I think that's for you. Shei, Yemisi said something that's valuable to you. He said there are several videos on technical part of cybersecurity. Yes, there are videos. Lots and lots of videos. Let me make you laugh. Let me open my file. Sorry, I have an external drive. It's plugged on it. It's plugged, it's not plugged onto my system. Here it's in my sitting room. Oh Lord. This year I downloaded, I can't remember how many videos on cybersecurity because I also want to learn more technical side of cybersecurity towards the second half of this year. I've downloaded tons of videos. So second half of the year, I would just be locking in on those videos. I would rarely be active on WhatsApp. I've not even been active on WhatsApp for like 3 weeks now. I just come drop updates for you guys and I leave WhatsApp. I don't if you send me message, your message will deliver. But I'm not using WhatsApp for now. The reason why your message will deliver is I don't want to off your data. So I can still send notifications to students. That's the reason why my WhatsApp is there. Another thing, I'm not using WhatsApp. So there are videos you can watch. Just look, like people will say, locking and just dedicate your time. It's as simple as ABC. So I guess that's that. So Stanley, somebody says, Stanley, I guess what? Some attendance link is not opening. Help. Your attendance link is not opening. Okay? People are filling attendance link. You over 62 people have filled attendance link so far. Please, it's opening. No, change your internet service provider or your device. It's opening. 62 people have filled so far. It's opening. It's opening. Really opening. Please check. It's not from our end. Okay, if there is no more question, and let me first share this because I know I might forget. Let me first share this guy. Anyone with your link? So I'm going to drop the link on your Discord channel. You can make a copy and then start to use. You don't have edit access. So when you get the link, when you get it, just go to sorry, I think here file and just make a copy. So I want to drop it on your Discord channel, or your Discord community, all of the above. Just a minute. I need to load that up. So new post, LinkedIn optimization sheet. I've posted it there, so you guys can take it out and restructure the stuff. So you guys can do your research on this in a much more detailed manner, fill in the blanks. This is what will help you know what you are doing. So once you've optimized your profile, you know the competition you are against, how you want to position, what positioning you are coming in from. It's as simple as ABCD. Your content format, is it going to be carousels, video content, written content, whichever one works for you. That is when you have done your research, you know what you are now going to do over there. Somebody said, please, Mr. Stanley, can I recommend an app that can be used to teach imaginary audience? Yes. I think this should be Azim. Yeah, Azim has an app that can help you guys. Yes, I just remembered. Azim has an app that can help you guys. So Azim, I'm going to unlock your WhatsApp group. That's your final group too, so that you can talk about it there. Just a minute, let me go and pick that. Where's that WhatsApp? Just a minute, final lab. So I am updating that now. Okay, so I have I've updated that. You can go to the WhatsApp group as in. I've updated the WhatsApp group as in, and you can what's it called? You can talk about it there. Let's say around 7 p.m. when people are settled in, and you can share that there. So in case you also have tools, that can help your students and that can help your colleagues, you can put it there in the group. I've unlocked it on WhatsApp. You guys can put it there. Yes. Topsy Spider 80 says something. Guys, please like this video. Thank you. If you have not liked this video, before you drop off, like this video. Like this video. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. All of the above. Whichever one you are guilty of, do the one you are guilty of. Somebody said, please, how do we get a copy of this session for later rewatch? It will be on your LMS. Yesterday's session is already on the LMS. If you're a student of the academy, you will see the video on the LMS. You will see the video on the LMS. If you're a student of the academy, you would see the video on the LMS. Yes, so that's that. Somebody said I'm having network issues. Please try and fill that form. After this live session, I will close it. Okay, so I'm trying to. Is there anything I am? Yes, I just remember something. Guys, please hold on. Let me see if it's my drive. Just a minute. I don't think it's this one. Just a minute. Drive. Sorry. I need to find that out now so I can share with you guys. It's a course I created about 2-3 years ago for what I just taught you guys. Please don't laugh at me when you see me that video. Just a minute, I'm coming. I'm trying to hunt for that. Oh Lord. This, what I'm sharing with you, it's only my paid clients I share it to. So if I share it with you and you share it to somebody else, my head will judge you. It's only my paid clients I share it to. And my paid LinkedIn session is $150. So I'm sharing what people pay $150 for to you guys. So just a minute, I'll be drop it at the Discord community now. Where is it? So just a minute. So I have sent it to the group. You guys should be able to. Let me check the Discord if it has shown. Yeah. So I named it the job hunting tutorials. You will see it there. Don't share my private course to your friends. Thank you. What again? Okay, so I think that's that. So thank you all for joining today. See you in your next live session, which most likely is not me. It will be with your cybersecurity instructors for this final phase. So yeah, that's that on LinkedIn and stuff. If you've already here, we're done. So let me stop sharing first. Okay, let me just come here. Let me stop presenting. Stop streaming. And I can stop sharing. Good night, everyone. Have a lovely weekend.